YouTube, welcome back to the vibes, welcome back to my channel, welcome back to stacyjaytv. It is I, your hostess with the mostest, the young OG, the kid, you already know the vibes, and welcome back to my channel. First things first, I want to say I'm gonna need you guys to hit the subscribe button. I'm gonna need you guys to go ahead and hit that like button because I check my analytics. Y'all know I'm always in my analytics. Y'all know I'm gonna be in my analytics, okay? And it says that like 98% or 97% of the people that watch my videos are not subscribed.
Out of pocket for that shit. Way out of pocket. What do you gain from that?
That is disgusting, and I'm gonna need you to subscribe to my channel. So I'm gonna give you like 5 seconds right now to press the subscribe button. Go ahead, press the subscribe button, press it. I'm gonna give you another 5 seconds to go ahead and press the like button. Go ahead, press it, I'm gonna wait. So welcome back to my channel, you guys. So for today's video, we're gonna be reviewing Kanye West's documentary, Genius, Act 1, Episode 1. It's called Vision. So let's get right into the video. You already know the vibes. If you smoke, roll up. If you drink, pour up. Turn on the LED lights and throw it on the big screen, and let's get right into the video. Obviously, for copyright purposes, we're not gonna watch the whole episode together because it's not gonna happen. YouTube is gonna strike down that whole video. First thing that I want to talk about is my relationship with Kanye West. I don't want to say that I never was a fan of Kanye West, but I wasn't really a fan of the things that he did. So I really didn't pay him any mind. You guys already know from all my previous videos I talked about, I was born in the 90s. So when a lot of this rap stuff was going on in the 90s and in the early 2000s, I was a young kid and I just was not into no rap beef. Like at 5, I just was not like I was not into it. I was not interested. So I remember being in middle school when I heard my first Kanye West song, and I think it was Stronger. It was around the time where Kid Cudi dropped Day and Night, and the Jim Jones Ballin', the Snoop Dogg's Sensual Seduction era. And I liked Stronger. I fucked with Stronger. Like, don't get me wrong, I heard the flashing lights. Like, I heard Kanye, and I know that people were talking about him, but again, I don't know, I didn't pay him much mind. So prior to this documentary, going in, I honestly was going in just like that, as a person who didn't know much about the rise of Kanye, or should I say didn't care much. A lot of people would say, oh, he's a genius, he's a musical genius, okay, this and that, and I'm like, are y'all sure though? Like, why do y'all think that he's a genius? What makes him a genius? Like, I was like, I don't know. And then just like as time progressed, he kept dropping, The Life of Pablo and Donda and all of that, and I was just very confused because I'm like, wait a minute, wasn't this guy signed to what, Rockefeller, Get Dame Dash? He was rapping, and so I'm like, I was so confused. I'm like, all right, I don't know. But again, because I wasn't a big fan of Kanye, I was like, I didn't care to clear up my assumptions or confusions about Kanye. That's my relationship with Kanye West going into watching Genius, right? Boom. Also, and I just want to clarify, just because I don't like an artist or didn't like an artist or didn't appreciate their music or anything of that doesn't take away from the artist in any way. I lacked knowledge when it came to Kanye West. I never doubted in my mind that he could create and produce good music. I just was confused when people said that he was a genius. I'm like, okay, but why does everybody keep saying that? Like, I don't get it. I don't understand. So boom, I'm only going to talk about key points, key parts that stood out to me, things that I like, things that resonated with me. First thing I want to talk about is the cameraman Kudi. That was like the first thing that stood out to me. It's the guy who was recording all this footage that we're seeing. And for a lot of you, it might just be that. It might just be like, oh, damn, the guy with the camera who recorded all this footage that we get to see. Great. But to me, I see beyond that. Like, people like Kudi are hard to come across. These are people who believe in you just as much, or if not even more, than you believe in yourself, which inevitably and eventually gives the person the confidence that they need to do what they dream of. This guy started off, he explained, you guys already saw it, he was a stand-up comedian guy. He used to pick up the camera for fun. He explained his whole family used to pick up the camera for fun. Him and Kanye, they were very good friends, and once he saw that Kanye picked up to move to New York to pursue his dream of getting a record deal, Cudi quit his whole, career, as a comedian that he had to go with him to help him. And I'm pretty sure that in the very beginning of their relationship, Kanye probably wasn't even paying him anything. There was no money coming in. It was just him, with his friend, helping his friend. People who you surround yourself with represent you at a point. So it's always very good as an artist to surround yourself around people who are either, pursuing their dreams and things that they like, or if not, if they're maybe more of they prefer to work a job and go to school and do the regular things, at least they maybe support you and they're not judging you and criticizing you. Because we all know that as an artist, if the judging and the criticism and the negativity is detrimental for an artist. So this stood out to me. This was like, I loved it. Shout out to Cudi. There's not a lot of real niggas out here in the world that would support you. He was supporting Kanye when people were looking at him like, bro, what the fuck are you talking about? Like, you make beats. Stop talking to me. Shut up. Like, you talking about you rapping? Those are the people that you need around you. Not saying that you have to drop your whole life to live your friend's life, but those people are very, very important. Get you a Cudi in your life. The next thing that stood out to me was when Kanye West was recording in his apartment, his All Falls Down. Seeing him sitting there, he has the headphones on, he has a mic in front of him, he has the equipment, right next to him so he can produce himself. You guys don't know how hard it is to write a song, then load the song up to the, your DAW, your recording software, then position the mic, then hit record, then you gotta go sing the song, focus, and if you fuck up, you gotta stop, punch it back, hit play. Like, this could get frustrating easy. This will make or break your career easy. Like, a lot of these people, they just write their little song, they don't have no worries in the world, they walk into the booth, they sing, ha ha, they don't have no worries. But when you're sitting there recording some shit, producing yourself, you gotta stop, you gotta cut, you gotta fix, that's a lot. That's something that I respect. Sometimes people would tell you, oh, you have to focus on one thing. You have to just pick one lane in which you want to do. And the reality of life is that not everything works for everybody. Everybody's not the same. Like, we all know that. Kanye West was an amazing producer, but he also was an amazing rapper. And it took years for people to fucking see that. It took about 10 plus years for people to see that and respect that. So the next part that I want to talk about, this was like my favorite part of this doc, when Kanye West showed up to the Rockefeller office. This part, when I first watched this, I was cringing, you guys. I was like, bro, what the fuck is this guy doing? You can just feel the awkwardness and the cringiness of everybody in the office looking at Kanye like, bro, what are you doing? Why do you have a camera crew in here? Why are you walking around, going into people's offices, shutting off music and putting your CD in it, and then he's rapping to people that are in the middle of phone calls, in the middle of emails, or like, I was watching this part like, bro, what is wrong with this guy? But then it dawned on me, and I understood that always believed in himself. He walked into the Rockefeller office, they was playing Cameron, I remember. I think it was Down and Out they were playing, or Oh Boy, or something like that. It was one of Cameron's songs, and they were playing Sean Paul. He went into this girl's office, he turned that off, he popped his CD like, yo, let me play this. Then he left. He finished performing for this girl, took his CD, went into the other office, turned off the music in that radio. I think that's where the Sean Paul was playing, and played his song and performed it for that girl. He believed in himself that much that he went in here, he said, like, I'm about to play you. Like, he didn't care. He's like, you're about to hear this. These things didn't resonate with me until after I actually watched the Joe Budden podcast. He explained that, first of all, even being in the office, period, was something that it was not easy to do. You couldn't just walk up in there like Kanye did. You had to make an appointment. You know what I'm saying? They didn't just let anybody in. Joe Budden explained that there was a specific area that was even off limits to everybody. And then and also the obvious point is the fact that Kanye is walking around with cameras in the early 2000s. Like I said, this wasn't normal. People were not going around vlogging and doing none of this shit. The only people who were doing this were like, what's her name? What is her name? That white girl?
Oh, fuck it. Damn.
I was gonna say Hillary Clinton, not Hillary Clinton. Paris Hilton. I'm crying. I said Hillary Clinton. Not Hillary Clinton. Paris Hilton. The only people you would see with cameras would be like your Paris Hiltons doing her reality shows and people of the sort. You're not going to see regular, like, this was just not a thing. But, you know, after watching the pod and hearing Joe's take on it, Joe explained that, you know, back in the day, it was hard to get these record labels to even hear your music. Like, when you had a new song and you recorded and you're like, yo, I want to drop this. Before you did that, you had to somehow get a meeting so that the people at your label, the suits and ties, would listen to the song and approve it. And as you can see, Kanye was just not with that. He was not about to wait till you set up your little appointment. None of that. He just walked into that office with his crew and he's like, yo, I'm hear this. Just stop the music, put his city in it, and there you fucking have it. I love that part. I learned a lot of things, honestly, watching this Kanye thing. You really have to believe in yourself, guys. You have to believe in yourself more than other people. Other people don't believe in you, and they not with the shit that you're trying to sell or the content that you're trying to produce. Then to hell with them. Like, respectfully. Like, I don't know what to tell you. And that's what I took from this. Like, Kanye did not back down. He was very, very persistent. Like, no matter how many doors closed in his face, he didn't care. He didn't give a fuck. This part stuck out to me. This was the part where he was at his cousin/assistant's apartment, and the assistant was telling him like, yo, this rapper called, he wants to hear some of your beats, but he don't want to put no money down. So Kanye was sitting in the car. Mind you, Kanye wasn't signed yet. He wasn't known as a rapper or anything like that. He just obviously produced half of the blueprint, but still he didn't have that much respect. And Kanye even then was saying, you know, he explained in this part, like, I can't do that. I'm sorry. People will be mad at me because I won't give them a free beat, but I'm sorry. This is how I live. This is how I make my money, and unfortunately I'm not gonna give you a beat for free. And he said some real shit right here that stuck with me. He said, that's like me going into a TV store telling you, yo, I watch TV the best, expecting the nigga at the TV store to give you a free TV. Like, just because you're the best rapper, like, just because you got bars on me, then I'm gonna give you a free beat. And that shit really stuck with me because I'm that person that have many talents. I'll do your hair, I'll do your makeup, I'll help you do an oil change in your car, I'll edit your video, I'll produce your music, I'll do that, whatever you want, I'll take your pictures. But I never charge people for those things. Like, if you're around me in my circle, you're my friend, my acquaintance, I'll just offer, like, yo, I'll help you edit that video, I'll help you. And it's like, we as artists, we need to stop doing that. If you have a talent, that's something that you're good at and other people can benefit from it, charge. I don't give a fuck if it's your grandma, your aunt, you know, your baby father, your daughter. Okay, maybe not your kid, but like, I'm sorry, I'm charging you. Maybe you want to give them, maybe you charge 500, all right, for you 300, like, but I'm charging you because it's like, no. And if Kanye was going around giving free beats, you think he would have been able to, you know, pursue his dreams? And in this part also, he was explaining to his friends here, this guy in the back seat asked him, yo, do you ever make beats for yourself? And Kanye says, every single beat that I make is actually for me. It's just that I gotta make my money. This is how I eat, this is how I live, you know what I'm saying? So he was selling them. So this part, definitely some real shit. Kanye was dropping a lot of gems, and it explains how he's so successful today. And when I just want to clarify, I'm not talking about the shit that he does outside the music, the dating, the Julia Foxes, okay, he's wearing a mask, okay, he's on Instagram posting divorce paper. Like, I'm not talking about none of that. Leave all of that out of my channel. In my channel, we're not here to discuss gossip, we're not here to judge people's lives. I'm focusing on the music. I'm talking about Kanye West, the artist. I'm not talking about Kanye West, the father, the husband, the son. I'm not. So let's get that out of your mind. Outside of all of that, this explains why he's so successful, and I took a lot of tips from that. The next part that stood out for me was when he was rapping with Kweli. They were like freestyling. Now, I'm gonna be honest, prior to watching this, I didn't know that this was actually a real song. I went into Kanye's, you know, albums. I studied his discography after I watched this because I was intrigued, because I didn't really listen to the early Kanye albums when they dropped. So I didn't know that this was an actual song. So I thought that this was just them freestyling. Maybe in this moment they were freestyling and created it into a song. I don't know. Please correct me in the comments. But this part stood out to me because Kweli was rapping, who's somebody who's known as a rapper, an amazing rapper, one of the greats. And obviously when he was rapping, everybody was like bopping their heads and like, yeah. And I guess the people in the room expected for Kweli to rap and that's it. Then Kanye hops in, and when you hear Kanye rap, you see his energy. You can tell he's going hard because you see this right here, whatever that's called. I don't know, I'm not a fucking doctor. It was so quiet in the room, he shocked everybody because people just were not looking at this guy as a rapper. They're like, yeah, you're talented, but you're a producer. That's it. And you know what I mean? Kanye is like, I could rap, but I could rap, but I could rap. And people just don't get it. Then when he actually does rap, everyone around him is instantly like, The next thing that stood out to me was when Kanye was in the car with his friends or whoever. He hears a radio interview where Doug Infinite is talking about Kanye, I guess, or he dropped a diss track or whatever the case may be. Kanye was hearing it for the first time. I guess this was a beef. I had no idea about this beef. Like I said, I was not into rap beef. I was into Hannah Montana. Kanye instantly picked up the phone. He called him like, yo, I'm down the block from where you at. Let's talk. I respect that. Because in this situation, we've seen before a lot of rappers, and we still see this today. You guys, like, another nigga would have like, oh, word, come outside. I'm with my niggas. I got the strap. Like, sir, relax. Like, Doug Infinite could have easily picked up the phone just the same way that Kanye picked up the phone to tell him, like, yo, why are you going around telling magazines that instead of dropping a shit? So when Kanye pulls up initially, Doug's people, they have more, what's the word I'm looking for? More animosity, more. They were like, you know, this hip hop, nigga, this how this shit go, like trying to sun him. Como quien dice, like, you said you wanted to be a rapper, right, nigga? This is what comes with it. But because they saw, like, nigga, first of all, he didn't even want to get out the car. That gives me pussy vibes. I'm sorry. But the whole time I'm standing right in front of you, I came up to your door, you're in the car. Get out the car and talk to me. You're pussy. Like, it's what I get. And you already proved to me that you're pussy because you dropped the track instead of calling me. If you were so hurt by what I did, he should have called Kanye. So I didn't respect that. I didn't respect that at all from Doug. Because of this part, I gained a little more respect for Kanye. I didn't have much respect for Kanye, but watching this, I had a lot more respect. You can tell that everybody's hostility calmed down after they saw, like, yeah, like, I'm not laughing. I'm not trying to beef with you, nigga. Like, friends, like, what the fuck are you doing? Like, once they saw that Kanye was on that type of time, these niggas calmed down because it's like, bro, relax. Y'all be ready to fight for no reason. Like, after this, Kanye, when, you know, he did his interview, and in his interview he clarified it, and this is where he started to stand up for himself really as a rapper, because this is where he started to get fed up. Like, all right, y'all niggas need to stop playing with me. Like, y'all keep disrespecting me, y'all keep trying to do too much. And he went on the radio station and he didn't go in there, oh no, oh yeah, I just pulled up on that nigga, like all that corny shit y'all niggas be doing. He didn't do none of that. He just went up there and he said, yo, I respect him. He gave him his credit. He helped me with and I would never but at the same time, I love that he didn't diminish himself or threw himself under the bus to defend another. He said, but at the same time, I'm gonna need y'all to stop playing with me. So again, this is something else that a lot of you can pick up from Kanye. The next thing, and this was like by far my favorite part of this episode, was when Kanye went to go visit his mother. Now, I'm gonna be honest with you guys, prior to this interview, I did not know much about Miss Donda. And, you know, I just heard that he was very close to her, but, you know, I didn't know much about Donda. Watching this made everything make sense when it comes to Kanye. Like, this part right here, this 10-minute interaction between him and Donda explains everything to me. As you guys can see, his mother believed a lot in him. His mother believed in Kanye, maybe even a little more than Kanye believed in himself. So much that you hear her rapping songs to him that Kanye, they forgot that he even rapped. Like, Kanye, they say in their freestyling songs, and he said, "How I go again?" His mom finishing the bar for him. Like, that was just beautiful to see. It didn't explain so much why Kanye is as confident as he is, why he maybe spiraled or went towards a dark path after he lost his mother. This was his rock. This was his comfort zone. This was his support. This was his voice of reason. This was his heart. This was everything. And even in this clip, you can see, I wouldn't assume because he's wearing the same clothes, he pulled up to her right after the whole incident with Doug Infinite and the interview in the radio. Reading it from a psychology standpoint, this was him seeking that comfort. I could understand how losing her affected him. He probably, he lost his everything. The person that he ran by things by, who supporting him, who understood him, who guided him, who gave him love. So watching this interaction between the two of them just explained so much. It did. It really did. It was beautiful to watch. The last part that stood out for me was when Kanye went into the studio with Scarface, the listening session. He was playing, I think it was All Falls Down and Family Business. He was playing it to Scarface. He wanted Scarface to do something, either the hook on All Falls Down or something, or whatever. This part was very interesting to me. I love reading body language and observing people, their mannerisms and how they are, whatever. I can tell from Scarface's body language that he didn't give a fuck. Like, he wasn't interested. I don't know how Kanye got this listening session. I don't know if maybe Scarface was doing this as a favor, or maybe it was like, yo, please, or maybe someone begged him. I don't know. But that's the vibe that I was getting from here. Like, he really didn't give a fuck. And not to throw Scarface under the bus, because again, this was early Kanye stages, so it's like you can't really expect, you're not entitled to anything, you're not entitled to anybody's respect or anything of the sort. So I understand why, you know, Scarface was acting the way that he was acting, but it was funny to see. You can tell in this part when Kanye played Family Business, he was asking him like, yo, you got lyrics to this, you got bars to this? And Kanye was like, yeah. He was like, you got the whole thing done? Kanye was like, I got one verse on it. He was like, all right, let me hear it. Like, I felt like in that moment he was trying to test Kanye, like, all right, so let me hear it, since you say you this rap, like, let me. And Kanye went, bah, spit. Again, the same effect that always happens when he spits. You hear his words clearly. His bars are obviously amazing. We all know that. And it just has everybody shocked. It's like the vibe that I get from people when they hear this guy spit is, oh shit, he is a good rapper. Like, that's what I'm getting. Scarface body language right here in this clip is giving me, oh shit, this nigga is good. Can I even top that? Like, that was the energy that I was getting. He was trying to make it seem like, okay, it's hard, word, yeah, that shit was hard, word. But in the inside, I know that he really was like, fuck, this nigga really nice, like, shit. You can tell he really didn't give a fuck. In the middle of him showing him the song, like, he's just really sunning him, really talking to him, like, real dismissive vibes. Listens to the track, walks out, leaves Kanye sitting in the chair. Very disrespectful vibes. Scarface gave him one word of feedback. I think he said, yo, that shit was hard, when he first played All Falls Down. And Kanye took that one word, that one positive thing, and he ran with it. You saw how he walked out with a smile on his face from that interview. From that listening session. Like, that could not be me. I would have been like, yo, fuck that nigga respectfully. You mad because I'm better than you? And no, Kanye walked out of there with a smile. Like, yo, he fucked with it. And that's it, you guys. Those are just a few things that stood out with me, that sat with me. To conclude this, moral of the story is, I do have some newfound respect from Kanye watching this doc. I was never anti-Kanye. I just didn't care for Kanye. Like, people were saying that he was a genius. I couldn't see that. I was like, I don't know what the fuck y'all talking about. Like, he has good music, yeah, but genius, like, you guys are reaching. Watching this helped me understand him a little better, helped me understand his music better, helped me understand why he does the things that he does a little better. And like I said, I gained a little bit more respect for him. I expect and I hope to continue reviewing each episode as it airs. If you guys want to see me review anything else, anyone else, a specific album, a video, or anything of the sort, please comment down below. Please subscribe to my channel. Please subscribe to my channel, and please thumbs up the video. The thumbs up really help the algorithm. It helps YouTube, you know, push my videos. I would really appreciate it. In the comments down below, I want you guys to tell me two things. First of all, tell me one part that stood out to you, that you liked, your favorite part of this episode. And then I want you guys to tell me a gem or a lesson or something that spoke to you, something that you think that you can take from this episode to better yourself. Comment down below. Let me know. I'm going to be reading the comments. I'm going to be interacting with you guys. I want to know. Thank you guys for watching. Make sure you guys follow me on all my socials. There's going to be a link in the descriptions with all my socials. Make sure you guys go to Apple Music, type in Stacy J Music, and go follow me there so you can listen to all my playlists. Until next time, YouTube.